Yeah. We got to follow the rules. Do you think the contractors would even go for it? I mean, what's your take on that? Because that's been the biggest pushback, is we don't think we could get this negotiated.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll go for it, but just from the stance of union leadership, you need to do your due diligence and show up. And we expect the contractors to go to follow the contract. We put together this contract. We hold them accountable if they don't follow the contract with a grievance, right? But our own leadership is not following the contract that we put together to try to help membership. Even if the contractors don't go for it, we have to talk to them about it. It's in the contract.
Yeah. So, what it's been sold to us was that the administration now won't go to bat for it unless he has the guys behind him, unless there's enough of a vote. So that's where the survey kind of came from.
That's a political answer.
Right. So, we saw 623 people vote on the Inside Wire survey. Resounding no, 1,000 no, roughly 600 yes. So it got shot down prolifically. So what is your take on the amount of people that voted on that, and just kind of what the results of that was?
Well, I think they got the desired result, and based on my level of knowledge of the contract and how these things are put together, I had to read it twice and say, oh no, this reads like if you vote yes, you're going to 6 hours if this passes. But that's not at all what it says. And for some of our members who aren't so dialed in on this, they read that with fear. They read that with they're getting a pay cut, and things that are already tight in their household are going to get tighter. And so I'm not surprised that it didn't pass, but it doesn't matter if it passes or not. The contract says we will. So that was, to me, a ridiculous exercise. I do like the idea of getting membership input. And if I have anything to say about it in the future, we will be getting membership input for a lot of things. But things that are in the contract are written already. Getting input is great, but let's follow the contract.
Yeah, and I think it brings up a broader topic, Mark. You're going to have to go into negotiations and soon. And a lot of what we've gotten back, because I've been talking to a lot of people, is that that clause is written in a broken way. I think most people were under the understanding it was a 32-hour work week. I missed that, and I read over it multiple times. It's only 2 sentences. But 6-hour work days, I think we could agree, is a little light. But the point is here, this would roll into an MOU no matter what. Like, you'd need the understanding of this is a special condition. So correct. You're thinking if it was even possible, it would be 8-hour normal shifts, and that makes for a 32-hour work week. That leads into the natural question of, okay, so then how does other provisions in the contract coincide along this? Overtime, for instance, right? Because we can say we're going to work a 32-hour work week. Would then overtime be allowed? Or would it be something where there would need to be a hard cap portion of the language, kind of like Labor Day in our contract?
Right. That's a good point. I hadn't even really thought of very much. I do know that even currently, as we're talking about trying to reduce hours for the majority, we have people still working overtime. And I don't understand it as someone who has volunteered to take a layoff in the past, as I saw other people that I was working with families. I don't have any kids, right? So not only would I not choose to do overtime while this is going on, these tough times, I've chosen to go on the books to, and sacrifice so that those people can provide for their families. So that whole idea is lost on me. Why the contractor would be scheduling overtime if it's not around a shutdown thing, or specifically with a badging, or a background check type of issue, where we need very specific individuals. Why we're even scheduling overtime at all? For one, I don't see how it makes monetary sense to pay people another extra half, and then members willing to work it when there are so many people on the books. So I know I just went on a tangent, but yeah, I don't know what we would have to do for an MOU for the overtime. Have to look at how it would impact our current language and go from there. But I don't have that one figured out yet.
Yeah, that's okay. I think it's enough to just that you're acknowledging that you're not going to break down our conditions that have been
Yeah.
previously negotiated for. That part, to me, it's been a hot button with a lot of people. We've been asking this one for a long time.